Oh, it's a shame. Oh, it's a shame. Oh, it's a shame. Oh, it's a shame.
Today, Monday, October 5th, marks the beginning of the new school year in Jamaica. And we woke up to a newspaper headline where the Minister of Education is admitting that over 400,000 students will not have access to education because they do not have the tools to go online. Last week, Tuesday in Parliament, I raised this very issue. I identified that there are 600,000 students in the Jamaican school system that with the best intentions, the government's own program could probably do 100,000 students, and there's probably another 100,000 students who could find tablets or computer devices on their own. Madam Speaker, on the current trajectory, we are failing the Jamaican students with this plan. 40,000 students, it is projected, will get tablets on the PATH program. Another 36,000 who are not on PATH. We have 600,000 students in the school system. My own estimate is that about 20% parents can afford to buy tablets or laptops for their kids. So we have about 500,000 students who are in need. This plan will fail the Jamaican students. Now, the admission today by the minister is an admission of failure on the part of this government, and it cannot be blamed on COVID. For the 4.5 years that the last JLP administration was in office, they did not deliver one tablet or computer device to one student in Jamaica. From earlier this year, from March, we raised the issue because we knew we would get to a point where this would be possible. And we identified very specific solutions that could be implemented to alleviate the problem. Mr. Speaker, I've raised this issue from last year about the government's approach to the Tablet in School project. They terminated a contract with a provider. The provider had 19,000 tablets in the country. I suggested mediation as a means of getting the tablets to the kids. It's 4.5 years of this administration, and not one tablet has reached one child in Jamaica. The first one that we identified is that the government should use taxation policy and remove the GCT on tablets and computer devices. That would make these devices cheaper and more accessible to parents so that more students could have these devices. The government has so far ignored and not implemented that recommendation. Secondly, we raised the issue of the protracted legal battle between the government and a provider, Geotech Vision. Geotech brought in 19,000 tablets into the country. We recommended mediation. We said, try and work out the issues. The tablets are here in the country. The government said the tablets are defective and they don't meet specifications. Others have said the tablets work. We said, appoint an independent arbiter to identify and determine whether these tablets are actually functional. What we have now is 19,000 tablets sitting in a warehouse that could be distributed to students. And the third, after that procurement failed, the government went to a new procurement. They procured 40,000 tablets. Most of these tablets have been in the country from August. We again said to the government, start the distribution of these tablets from then. Do not wait until now. What you have now is that the tablet distribution only started last week, Friday. That won't be complete for another month or 6 weeks. So you're going to have thousands of students who are going to be without devices. There's no question that COVID has caused tremendous challenges, not just in Jamaica, but across the world. But some of these issues could have been dealt with better by the government if they had listened to the recommendations from the opposition. We are again appealing to the government. The recommendations that we are making will help to alleviate the problem. I also want to reach out to corporate Jamaica, and to the extent that they can provide support to students and schools with tablets, please do so, and with other computer devices. We also recommended that solving the issue of the device is one problem, but internet access is another. And we said to the government, sit down with the major players and work out a system where each student can be given a data card with a certain amount of data per month. Because there are so many Jamaicans, even where they have the devices, they do not have access to stable internet and they cannot afford the data charges to be on a Zoom call all day. I'm recommending again to the government that they implement these measures. We run the risk of leaving behind hundreds of thousands of Jamaican students because they simply do not have access to devices or the internet. As a country, we can do better. Let us do better on behalf of a generation to come that will miss out on an opportunity for their education and upliftment.